In this video, I'm going to talk to you about feedback, or not, as the case may be. I get quite a number of people contacting me after their interview where they haven't been made an offer and they haven't had any feedback, and they're asking me to help them understand what went wrong. Now, unfortunately, I can't do that. The only way of doing that would be to have access to the notes or having been there at the time. So I want to help you guys prepare for the very possible outcome of not getting an offer and not getting any feedback, because as policy, Amazon does not give feedback after interviews. You might sneakily get away with getting a bit from your recruiter or maybe from the hiring manager, but as a policy, Amazon doesn't provide feedback. Now, there are a couple of different reasons for that, and I'm not going to go into that right now because it's not particularly relevant or useful to you guys. But I did want to help you prepare for that outcome. So here's my advice. Because you're not going to get feedback from your interview, what you need to do in order to be able to learn something from that experience is, as soon as you finish the interview, whether it's a face-to-face interview or an interview over VC, write everything down that you can remember about the interview. Try and go through it in chronological order in your mind and write down everything that you can remember about what they asked you and what you said in response. Once you've done that, walk away. And what will happen over the course of the next 24, 48 hours is you'll suddenly remember bits of information from that interview that you hadn't remembered when you wrote it down originally. So when you do that, go back to your documentation and update it and fill in those little bits of extra information that have popped into your head. When that's done, what you'll have is a pretty comprehensive record of what went on in your interview. And then I suggest leaving it for a few weeks to kind of, let the emotion of the experience pass. But then you can go back to that document and then deconstruct it yourself. Reflect on the questions that you were asked and how you answered them and what you could have done differently and how you might approach it otherwise. And then take those learnings, document them, so the next time you're preparing for an interview, you've got rich, self-created feedback for yourself to apply for your interview preparation for the next job, and of course, how you go about the actual strategy of interviewing. So that's the best suggestion that I can offer to develop feedback for your Amazon interview. You're gonna have to create it yourself. But I'm very, very confident, having used this strategy myself many, many times over the years, that it will create a really useful bank of insight for yourself so that you can then apply that moving forward. So hopefully you found that video useful. Please do subscribe. I continue to add content to my channel. Now, if you are really serious about not taking any chances with your Amazon interview, then I really recommend you just have a quick look at this video here. It'll tell you about how you can get even more comprehensive interview preparation coaching from me at a fraction of the cost that it would usually take to get the same information from another personal interview coach. So until next time, take care, and I hope to see you soon.